This is a short video about facilitation training for caregivers for the ACT for Caregivers workshops. This video will describe who should take the facilitation training, the basics of ACT and our model, the importance of co-facilitating with caregivers and clinicians, and what the training will be like. The caregiver facilitation training may be right for you if you meet all of the following. First, you are a family caregiver of a person with extra support needs. You can be a parent, grandparent, adult sibling, guardian, or anyone else caring for a person with extra support needs. Your loved one's condition could include, but is not limited to, autism, Down syndrome, FASD, intellectual disability, cerebral palsy, epilepsy, or another difference or disability. Second, you have already taken an ACT for Caregiver workshop. This could be a 5 or 6 week online workshop, or an in-person workshop that is usually 2 evenings and 1 full day. You may have taken this workshop from a local agency that provides services to your family. You may also have taken an ACT for Caregiver workshop offered by CAMH, the Center for Addiction and Mental Health. If you haven't yet taken an ACT for Caregiver workshop, you need to do so before you can consider facilitation training. Please visit the workshops page of the ACT for Caregiver website to learn about upcoming workshops. Finally, the facilitation training is specifically designed to teach caregivers how to facilitate ACT for Caregiver workshops. If you were just looking to learn more about ACT and how to apply it in your own life, this training is not the right path for you. The facilitation training is designed for caregivers who are interested in working with one or more clinicians to lead ACT for Caregiver workshops and share ACT with other families. Ideally, you have been invited to join the training by a clinician who is, or plans to, offer ACT for Caregiver workshops. If not, please reach out to the clinicians who offered your initial ACT for Caregiver workshop to make sure they can add new facilitators to their team. You want to ensure you'll be able to join a facilitation team after you've invested time and energy into your training. If you are eligible for facilitation training, this video will now refresh you on the basics of ACT and our model. Acceptance and commitment training, or ACT, helps us live more mindfully and identify what we truly value so that we can move towards a richer and more meaningful life. ACT invites us to be open to our full range of feelings and thoughts. Center ourselves in the here and now and have a flexible sense of self. Engage in life by identifying our values and taking actions toward them. ACT can be particularly helpful in situations that cannot be immediately fixed or changed, such as caring for a loved one with extra support needs. ACT is about helping people to move beyond suffering, to fully engage with meaningful and committed living. ACT for Caregiver workshops apply the processes of ACT into a group-based workshop that has been specifically designed for caregivers. Drs. Yona Lunsky and Kenneth Fung developed the workshop curriculum at the Center for Addiction and Mental Health, or CAMH, and the University Health Network. The workshop has now been shared with hundreds of caregivers in communities across Canada. The model is unique in presenting ACT in a group setting, led by teams of facilitators that include both caregivers and clinicians. Our group-based ACT for Caregivers workshop is co-designed, co-trained, and co-facilitated by clinicians and caregivers together. Clinicians may include psychologists, social workers, psychiatrists, occupational therapists, and other professionals. The co-facilitation model combines the skills of clinicians with the lived experience of caregivers. This is a key aspect of our model. In addition, ACT for Caregiver workshops are experiential. This means ACT processes are learned by doing, through a set of experiential exercises that illustrate how to apply ACT to the real-world circumstances of each person. ACT for Caregiver workshops are group-based. The typical group size is between 10 to 15 participants, depending on the number of facilitators and other considerations. Both in-person and virtual curricula have been developed. Facilitation training is always done virtually. However, resources are provided so that your team can offer the workshop in either format, depending on the needs of your local community. Everyone who wants to facilitate Act for Caregiver workshops must complete 2 stages of the training process. First, all facilitators must experience the workshop themselves. Sometimes we refer to this as stage or level 1. As mentioned, you should have already completed an Act for Caregiver workshop as your level 1. This can be through a local agency or organization where your family receives services. Or you may have attended a workshop offered by CAMH or another agency with open enrollment. Clinicians must complete a designated clinician workshop with other professionals from across Canada. Stage 2 for everyone is facilitation training. Both caregivers and clinicians come together for the facilitation training. All facilitators must attend this 12 to 15-hour training course, typically spread over 6 to 10 weeks. Please consult the latest flyer for the current dates. Facilitation training brings together caregivers and clinicians from across Canada. The training consists of several sessions. We will have educational discussions on topics like working with your co-facilitator, group dynamics, and deeper learning of the ACT processes. We will also break into small groups so that everyone can practice facilitating the activities in an Act for Caregiver workshop. Experienced caregiver facilitators will coach you as you practice. You should be prepared to have your camera on and to actively engage during each session. The training is live and is not appropriate for simply listening in while multitasking. You should also expect some homework between sessions, including weekly readings, and time to prepare to co-lead for your practice exercises. The most rewarding aspect of facilitation training is the opportunity to learn more deeply about ACT. As you prepare to share ACT with other families, you will practice living more mindfully and identifying what you truly value so that you can move toward a richer and more meaningful life. There are a variety of resources to help you during your facilitation training. Once you register, you'll receive an ACT training manual and full access to our website and its resource portal. Trained facilitators are also invited to join our active community of practice. This group usually meets every second month to continue learning and problem solving with other facilitators across Canada. When you have registered, you will learn more. If you would like to register for the Caregiver Facilitation Training, please watch this whole video, and then please check the latest flyer for dates. You must attend a minimum number of sessions to receive your certificate of completion, so please be sure you can attend. The flyer will also contain information on how to register, along with the deadline. There are a limited number of spots in each training session. We do maintain a wait list if the upcoming session is full or the dates don't work for you. We will ask you about your future co-facilitators. Remember, ideally, you've been invited to join the training by a clinician who is or plans to offer ACT for Caregiver workshops. If not, please reach out to the clinicians who offered your first ACT for Caregiver workshop to make sure they can add new facilitators to their team. You want to ensure you'll be able to join a facilitation team after you've invested time and energy into your training. To learn more about ACT for Caregiver workshops, please check out our website at actforcaregivers.com. If you have additional questions about the training that weren't answered in this video or the website, please reach out to us at actforcaregivers@gmail.com.